Be a part of the force that powers truth in journalism. Your support helps to combat false media. Cash App NNV News.
The nation must acquire land. Production of food, clothing, and shelter. Freedom is independent agriculture. Farming is the engine of the nation.
Greetings, this is Rosalind Parks with NNVnews.com with Engine of the Nation. Today we're going to take a listen to Crystal X's report. Stay tuned.
Greetings, this is Crystal X with the Engine of a Nation report on agriculture. Many agriculture stores sell a variety of seeds and transplants all year round. To ensure the success of your harvest, it is important to know your zone. This will give you the confidence on what grows best in your area and when to plant it. Here's more from Ray Muhammad with Green Life Gardens.
One of the things that you want to make sure that you do when you select your transplants for your garden is you want to make sure you're selecting something that's in season. It's very important to make sure that your transplants are in season. The garden stores will sell you something because they're in the business of making money. But you want to do some research to make sure you're purchasing transplants that's in season. That's one of the biggest things that I see. For example, I have a customer who was sold butternut squash. Here in Texas, it's fall. So if you put down, and it's actually mid-fall, so if you put down butternut squash, the frost is going to hit it and kill it. But they're selling it in the store.
Free Haven Farm focuses on education and the production of high-quality produce through sustainable organic techniques by way of courses, workshops, and the Youth Science Lab. For good health, we should raise and prepare our own food. Eat the best of foods that will not destroy your health and bring about a short life. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad. This is Crystal X with the NNVnews.com Engine of a Nation report.
Today, to take you further into the conversation, we have Brother Tyrean Lewis with Heru Farms. Good afternoon, Brother Tyrean. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How you doing, Roz?
All right. We're going to go ahead and get started. I want to ask you, how did you get your start in agriculture?
Oh, cool. So I always had a thing for growing food. My family grew food. I'm a fifth generational farmer. My great uncle, Minor Washington, he won first place prize in the 50s, and for his purple hub peas, his black eyed peas, a variety of different potatoes and things of that nature. He also was a part of all black co-op in 1939 down in Lamar County in Paris, Texas. So it's always been in my bloodline. But for me personally, I have a background in health and physical education. I was a teacher for 6 years here in St. Louis. One day, it was about, I guess, 2017, I usually go to farmers markets to get my fresh produce. But this particular time, I wanted to go in my community on the north side. So I went to a local grocery store chain in my area. I didn't like my selection at all. So then I went to another part of the city, which is in Midtown, the same chain. Went there. It was better. Not quite what I expected. It was much better than where I was at. So then I went a step further and went to to a suburban neighborhood. I went there, same chain. I was like, wow, like, man, they had everything you needed, abundance of it. So then I went to what you call it, I call it the super suburb, out there. I went out there and I was like, wow, the grocery store didn't even look the same from the outside, not alone the inside. So you go in there, you got a winery in there, people cooking sushi, all a wide variety of, you close your eyes, just pick, and you got the right pick, So I told myself I wanted to do something about it, and I did, and that's what I did. And basically I came back to my neighborhood. I manifested for like a year, until 2018. When I manifested, I visualized it, sat on my porch, looked at an open lot, start manifesting to the minute detail, to the wind going through my hair on my arm, to the smell, to everything. And then I started from there. So I started off with 10,000 square feet, and now I got about 4 acres.
Okay, what age were you when you manifested all this? And did you have some help along the way?
Okay, cool. So Okay, I'm 38 now, so I was 35, 34. Then, yeah, 34. I did that. That helped along the way. Yeah. For my position, I did. I just came along around the right time. When everybody really got this healthy food movement going on. So when I started my first help, actually, I had one person invest in me first. So that was I had that one person believe in my dream. He invested. He actually a member of my board right now for my nonprofit side. So I did that. I joined a cohort, accelerator called Balsa Foundation here. They helped me out, with different things that I needed. Then I went on and got on another accelerator, which is We Power. That was last year. That helped me out a lot. And then this recently, I just got into a cohort with UMSL. That's the University of Missouri St. Louis cohort, and they help me out right now. And it's just a bit individuals along the way, other Black farmers that's local here. People like Tasha Phoenix, she's a part of Evolve, and she's a part of Missouri Coalition for the Environment as well. So yeah, and yep.
Okay, that is a lot. I heard you say that you studied. Where did you study?
Okay. Where did I study? So when I went to school after my undergrad, I went to McMurray College. That's in Jacksonville, Illinois. I went there to get my bachelor's education. I got my master's online at Walden University. I got that in management.
Oh, perfect. Okay. And I wanted to ask that question because it's important that our viewers know that they have a whole lot of options. You can get an education online and get right to work, or you can go the traditional route, which is through a university like you did as well. So thank you for sharing that.
Cool.
I also wanted to get right into your name. So could you explain to us where you found or discovered what came to you? How did you get this name? You were manifesting. You said you felt the wind and the oil. How did you manifest this name?
I guess the name found me. So I guess I go back to 2000, 15, right around the time, the Mike Brown, I was out front line with Mike Brown with them 2014. Then I know 2015, I took a trip to Standing Rock. It's a reservation up in North Dakota. I went there and I experienced a sweat lodge. Actually, I went there twice. So that's kind of like a baptism to me, I started, spiritually I started changing. So then I had it was an African ceremony here from a guy named Amari, and he gave me it was a ceremony. He gave my name Heru Jejedi Adeleke, which means the crown triumphs through the strength of the king. So when I came up with Heru Urban Farming, Heru by itself is liberated king. So I want to liberate my people through food.
That's important work. And I know you said that you manifested all of this starting at 35, you're 39 now. What challenges have you faced along the way? You can tell us more about what you faced while you were manifesting, as well as some of the challenges that you face now.
All right, cool. And I'm 38 now. I'll put another year on me.
I apologize.
You good. I'm messing with you. But yeah. So, just everyday challenges. When you first start, we all got challenges, especially being an entrepreneur, and basically, not having the resources you need up front. So, man, you got everyday struggle. You got family struggle. You got everyday duty struggle. Trying to run a business and create a business from scratch. You got all those everyday struggles you got. And then, then you got struggles with with acquiring capital. That's where some of these accelerators help out in. That's why I was blessed to get, I just got a $50,000 grant from UMSL. So that's what I was just talking about. So that was cool. Political struggles sometimes, access to water, some on a couple of locations, and then, you figure that out. But there's always the struggles, trying to manage everything, just everyday life and try to stay focused. And
Okay. All right. Now I've heard you mention the word accelerator. Can you tell us a little bit more about what that is?
Oh, okay. So basically, it's something that accelerates your movement. So that's my accelerate your growth. So from my point of view, my definition of it is it's basically I want to say class to make it, but it is like school, but it's accelerator. Sometimes it goes for a month, 6 months, whatever the time period is, and they give you skills you need. For example, they might give you the resources. I know for my accelerators, the stuff I gained was a website, accounting help, grants, just how to build your structure of your business, marketing, and all those types of things.
So are these programs and grants something that you sought out, or did you find them online? Were they things that were kind of given to you at the end of your study at the universities? How did you get this information? And since you're continuing to use it, do you continue to apply for these programs?
Oh yeah. So to be honest with you, I started finding resources through Tasha Phoenix actually, and like I say, she's a strong advocate here. Probably these there's a lot of advocates here, but that's what helped me out a lot. And she was with the MC at the time. Now she got her own nonprofit Evolve, and she basically sent me an email with a list of resources. I don't know where she got them from, but at least and I started applying for them. And, there's other resources. Like when you get these accelerators, they'll have the resources too. So when I found, like I said, Boss was the first one I found. So I got that one. Then they had some resources for me. I got a WePower. They had some additional resources for me and things of that nature. So, yeah, I just get them now. They just come through my email. To be honest with you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. As you're growing, I know you said that you started with 10,000. What are your plans to grow within the next year, 3 years, 5 years?
All right. Well, I'm sorry cutting you off. What did you say? I'm sorry.
Oh, that was it.
Okay.
I wanted to know your plans over the next couple of years for your growth and expansion.
Oh yeah, I'm always looking to get more land. The demand is there. Like I said, I was fortunate enough to scale as fast as I did from 10,000 square feet to 4 acres. But I am working on I got CSAs coming up in May, so that's how I that's my first line of making money with my food subscriptions. But I'm also looking into a mobile farmers market as well, so I can get that up and going. And also I'm working on, I got a new line coming up this year with, I'm selling a lot of medicinal tinctures and things of that nature. So I had that on the market. What else I'm trying to do? I just got a caterpillar tunnel. So that's cool. To extend my growing season. What else I got going on? I'm definitely, like I say, a homestead is what I'm looking for right now. And with a homestead, just something so I can have all, kind of spread out in 3 different locations. So and I want something of my own to own, so I can build this generational wealth and keep doing what I'm doing at a bigger capacity. I wish I could do more. So I just need more land and particularly my homestead. So I have my house and my acreage right there by each other.
Okay. Now that you're a few generations into this line of work, what were some of the things that you witnessed growing up?
All right. So I guess to get some clarity, I grew up in the city, so I didn't farm personally. I didn't know about my ancestors being farmers, ironically, till 2018. That's when I got it rolling. I went to a family reunion, and that's when I found it out. I mean, I knew my great grandma and grew food, but when I was born, she was already old, of course. So right. I didn't really see her grow food, but I knew she did, and that nature. But I always had a thing with food. First of all, my dad's side of the family here in St. Louis, they had the Lewis snack shops. So I always had an entrepreneurial spirit, and they had that in 1950s. On Elliott and Madison, and not only did my uncle had that shop on that street. His sister had it was called Hot Wheels Cocktail Lounge. So she had that. She had a barbershop and salon behind that. And then my other auntie on that same street, she had Lewis Barbecue. So she had stuff. And then my grandma, which was their sister as well, she was a seamstress. So, so that always been in my blood. And like my mom's side family, you got the farmers on there, and you got other entrepreneurs as well. But them the two, I think all that ancestor energy just come into me.
Okay, well, what I want to do is I want to take a break for our sponsors, and then after we come back, I want to hear more about all of your extended family and all of their businesses. We'll be right back.
Be a part of the force that powers truth in journalism. Your support helps us to highlight solutions for a brighter tomorrow. Go to nnvnews.com/donate.
The hashtag #BankBlack social media campaign made strides not only in revolutionizing how we bank, but also how we think. The movement inspired thousands of African Americans across the country to transfer or deposit millions of dollars into Black-owned banks. These are banks that will invest in urban communities, employ African Americans, support Black businesses, and inspire Black home ownership. This is a very proud moment for our culture as we are taking small, but significant, steps towards building Black power through Black wealth.
Thank you for tuning in to NMB.com. We are back with the Engine of the Nation, and today we're speaking with Brother Tyrean Lewis. Brother Tyrean, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. So before we left, we were talking about all of the businesses that your family has or had, and how you got started into agriculture. So we last left off with speaking about your grandmother. Was she who you kind of followed in the footsteps once you found out that she was into agriculture?
Yeah, well, my grandma I was referring to, she was just an entrepreneur. She was a seamstress. So yeah, but she was into gardening. Like, so that was, I guess that was my first initial. She was my first teacher. She wasn't talking about how to read, green eggs and ham, kindergarten, talking about how to count money. She's one of them grandmas, you want to go outside, count this money. She have a whole drawer just change and she'll throw it on the ground. Make me and my brother count it, And I thought she was being mean, but she was really educating us. But she had us down on our knees. We was lining up the grass with scissors. Forget the weed whacker, we had the scissors, lining it up. It was always yard work. She had roses, tulips, like all that. So that was my need to love soil and this love growing stuff because of her. Because she was my excellent gardener. And she loved our grass.
It sounds like she used everything as kind of like a teaching moment for you. So sure, it probably led you to, looking back anyway, led you to where you are now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, so we were talking about food apartheid. Can you explain what a food apartheid is and the difference between that and a food desert?
All right. Well, I first heard about food apartheid through Tasha Phoenix via Dara Cooper. She the one that heard that term. But food desert is like a desert, so a desert is natural, right? That's naturally done. Food apartheid has been deliberately done. And here in St. Louis, I believe they deliberately set us up in situations in the city that don't do us any good, like putting all these fast food places, and we got a gas station almost on every corner down here. We got all these liquor stores. There's no fresh, sustainable food for you that's good for your health. You might get lucky and find a banana and an orange by the cash register, but that's it. And I think just set up with. I think it's all in the line of things with all go together. Red lining, all that stuff all go together.
Okay, so with the food apartheid, and it's in every community. We have lots and lots of fast food restaurants and other restaurants. Like you said, you might get an orange or a banana here and there, maybe at the gas station counter. What solution do you have for this problem?
All right. I don't have all the answers, but I believe just focusing. Like, you got all other nationalities. They when they do business, it's all streamlined, right? Like the Chinese restaurants here, they probably get I know most of them get their bok choy from California, but it's from people that look like them. So so I think like food hubs, things of that nature. I think the local growers and local farmers have a better. I think that's a good streamline for us. And when we have community-led grocery stores and have our farmers, feed them stores with that, so we can make sure we hold. I guess we be the only ones holding ourselves accountable and know what we put in our food. That it all matters. I mean, food it starts your day. That's how you get your nutrients, your energy, to get your day going. So we got all these chemicals in our food and things of that nature. How can you function? So yeah, I think the local, the small growers and get these hubs together and these co-ops together and do it like that.
So what are some of the crops that you grow? What are some of the foods that you produce for the community?
Okay. I got like well, this year I'm gonna have 6 different varieties of lettuce. I do turnips, I do collards, I do cabbage, radishes, bok choy, watermelon is my favorite thing to grow. What else? I got sage, I got different medicinal herbs, I got cucumbers, got different herbs like echinacea, calendula, valerian, comfrey, mullein, yeah, varieties is just basically fresh, a lot of veggies and fruit like watermelon, cantaloupe. Yep.
Okay. With some, I heard you mention a lot of herbs in your industry. Is there an avenue for that, or is that something that you just decided to do on your own?
Yeah, it's an avenue for it for sure. But I got interested in it because I don't take medicine unless I have to. Like, but I really man, to be honest with you, I think last time I took some medicine probably was like, I don't know, like 5 years ago maybe. But so yeah, so I do certain things like that. Make certain tinctures and things. Yeah.
Okay. And in your industry, as a Black farmer, as a young Black farmer, what are some of the obstacles that you have run into?
Oh yeah, so I think number one thing is capital. Just getting everything set up. I ain't come from a family, where no generational wealth, nothing passed down to me, nothing like that. Like I said, my people that had businesses on that side, they've been passed away. A matter of fact, they stopped their business in the '90s. I was a little kid then, so just the capital and the resources. Like I said, I've been fortunate with the resources because it's the time. COVID last year made everybody, I guess, focus more on what they eat and what they put in their bodies. So there's a lot of resources out here now in this region, but it's still it's not where it's supposed to be. It need to be better for sure. You got people that have been doing this longer than me and been struggling, and trying to get the connections they need and the funds they need to get started. So I think just the support, the resources, and we getting better, but we want to make an even playing field.
Did COVID affect your business negatively at all? It sounds like you got an increase, but did it affect it negatively at all?
I had to make adjustments. I was lucky to be in an industry where it didn't really, from my point of view, my stand, didn't really hurt me that much. But you got to change everything. Change the way. Like I didn't do CSAs at first. That's a community supported agriculture. That's a food subscription. I didn't do that. That's last year, my first year doing it. I learned a lot from doing it. I just gonna improve and be better. But you got to do deliveries now. Because it's not a lot of there wasn't a lot of interaction, especially when it first started. So just had to adjust the way I do things. Having more, being more available to get people the things they need.
Now, in your industry, I know that you said you chose this particular because you had family and they used to do agriculture. With this particular field, how did you choose that? What was it that made you choose just this?
Man, I don't even know. It chose me, I guess. Like I say, it just got me. I just wanted some good fresh food. You know what I'm saying? Food that when I first time before I even got my garden, I was growing in buckets. When I tasted my first tomato that I grew and the lettuce I grew, man, I was like, wow, this tastes totally different. Even the lettuce, like I thought lettuce didn't have a taste, to be honest with you. When I started eating these lettuce, I'm like, wow, I got a taste to this. I'm like, okay. So yeah, it just chose me. Like I said, I was growing to myself, eating. I'm like, wow, I like this. Like, man, I could do something about this. So I was just growing for me, and people started asking me questions about it and asking, do I have something to sell and stuff like that. So I'm like, wow. So, light bulb went in my head, like, oh man, supply here. I mean, the demand is here. I just need to get a supply for it. So right. Yeah, I did like that.
And now earlier you mentioned that you wanted to eventually expand to where you're teaching kids about their vegetables and the origins of the vegetables. And you also mentioned that you have bok choy. With bok choy, where did bok choy come from? What foods or what benefits does it have to the human body? And how can we cook it? I have some in the fridge right now, but I want to learn some things, some dishes, I guess, some ways to prepare. What do you do with your bok choy?
All right, cool. So I guess I So what you at the beginning? I'm sorry, I got stuck on bok choy when you said that.
I guess I am too, because I have some in the fridge. And I'm trying to get with it right now. I wanted to know, where did it come from? And
Okay.
really, what I'm after is, when you picked or selected the crops that you're getting ready to grow, were you interested in the origins of it then, or is that something that, you kind of stumbled upon? But, with that education that you plan to give to the kids as you expand, what origins, or how did you come upon the origins of the crops that you grow?
Oh yeah, well, my favorite subject at school was history and geography, so I like that type of stuff anyway. The etymology of things. So that's just me. But with bok choy, it is an Asian green. I got into bok choy, man. Actually, one of the spaces I have in that I leased in Bell Fountain, which is in St. Louis, and that's actually Bowling Family Farms. He was growing bok choy. And I saw it, and he was explaining it to me. He's good at growing different variety of different greens. He'd be a good guest for you to have too. But I ate it. I tasted from him first. I'm like, wow, like, man, what is from? Yeah, he showed me. And I saw it in grocery stores all the time. I just never paid attention to it. But man, it tastes delicious. The way I prepare it, I just saute it. Or you can put it in salad and stuff like that. But I just saute it, cut up some mushrooms, some onions, and peppers, and put it in there. And it tastes good. And it actually got more nutrients and vitamins than your other traditional greens. So it's actually one of the top vitamin packed greens that you can eat. And I have I teach certain. Last year I didn't teach anything because of COVID, but I do have groups of different type of youth groups that come over, and I teach them things. Also, I taught some at Better Family Life that's here in St. Louis, Communiversity, and that was in 2019. And I taught, about it was Afrocultural literacy. Yeah, that's what we had called it. And I did that. We all working on my nonprofit side. We all working on curriculum right now that we're going to shop to the schools and possibly to the juvenile detention center, and we get some programs going. And we working on that right now. Everything is not tied up yet, but we all working on that right now.
Okay. That is a lot. It sounds like you will be busy for years to come. Mm-hmm. I want to know if one was interested, a young adult, a high school student was interested in getting into agriculture. What pointers would you provide? All
right. You want to start off growing, you can start simply. If it, you can start in your backyard in the ground, 5-gallon buckets. It's an apartment, you can grow off your balcony, whatever it may be. But you always want to grow what you like and what you eat. That's number one. If you like it, grow. If you don't like it, you're not really going to, eat it or really get the value out of it. So first you want to grow something that you like. So something you want to eat on your own. Then once you do that, it comes with everything, trial and error, but just take it like that. Yeah, just grow what you want to eat, do your research on it, ask some questions. Everybody got a family member that grows something, so you just ask them. And get started like that.
Are there any crops that you currently don't grow that you would like to in the future?
Don't grow, and I like to, hemp one day. That's something I would like to grow. What else I like to grow? I don't know. I try to. My decisions change. 1 year I want to grow this. For example, squash. I was growing zucchini. I don't grow zucchini anymore. So it just depends what I'm feeling or what piqued my interest. I don't have nothing said, but I know I want to get into hemp for sure. And I want to perfect the watermelon game. To be honest with you, I got that going now. My largest watermelon last year was 44 pounds. That was a jubilee, and I grow 6 different varieties of watermelon. But that's my thing right there. I want to perfect that. Be honest with you, I want to be known as one of the best watermelon growers around.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, what I want to do is we're going to break for our sponsors. So we'll be back with more of the Engine of the Nation.
Be a part of the force that powers truth in journalism. Your support helps to combat false media. Cash App NNV News.
worldwide, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Download the Final Call Radio app and take us everywhere. On your phone, on your computer, on your tablet, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also log on to finalcall.com and click the Listen Live button or finalcallradio.com. Final Call Radio, the official voice of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam.
Thank you for tuning in to NNV News. Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. Follow us on social media at NNV News, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel, National Network View. This is Clifton Muhammad with NNVnews.com.
Thank you for tuning in to NNV.com. We are back with the engine of the nation, and we are speaking with Brother Tyrean Lewis of Heru Urban Farming. Hi, Brother Tyrean. All right. So before we left, we were talking about the different crops you wanted to grow, one of which is your favorite, watermelon. You let us know that you were able to grow a 44-pound watermelon. What I guess, is that because of the soil? Are you adding things to the soil? What got the watermelon to be that big and heavy?
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I call them miracle watermelons because last year I had them at a location where I wouldn't even get no water. We had like a 2-week drought one time. So me and my worker, one of my workers, we was filling up gallons of water, and we just watered them. Water. And I was like, man, it ain't doing nothing. I'm like, okay. So I was getting worried. So then they started sprouting. I was like, okay, there we go. So it started sprouting, and keep it real with you, man, I Reiki'd it. You know what I mean? And I'm a Reiki master, so I gave it light work energy. I Reiki'd it. I Reiki'd everything. Pour some libations for the ancestors and tell them, come on and help me out here. To be for real. Then like a week later, it started raining. It was raining. Then we had a 2-week rain spell. And after that, once the vines got to going, they started doing this thing. And that's all I did different, to be honest with you.
Okay. Wow. So I know that there used to be like fairs and things that people would go to pre-COVID. Do you or have you won any awards for any of the crops that you've grown?
I haven't been in any competition, anything like that for to get a award. Down the line, with my getting in one, especially for the watermelon. But yeah, I haven't gotten any awards for growing food. I haven't been in any fairs or anything.
Okay. Well, with COVID going on and we don't see any end in sight, how are you shifting your business to support the community?
So one thing, like I was saying, with the CSAs, that's community supported agriculture. That's the food subscriptions. Doing that and offering deliveries. Now last year I did too many deliveries, so I did it differently. So this year it's going to probably limit it to the elderly or people without transportation, because I was doing it by myself. But yeah, so with that, the CSAs. Also, like I said, I'm working on a mobile farmers market. So that'll be something that'll adjust, and I can go to certain locations and pull up like that, and to the retirement homes, things of that nature.
Okay. At this current time, what are some of your biggest needs? If you had a blank check and just no dollar amount, no limit in sight, what are some of the things that you would get?
I buy me some land, of course. Yeah, what I'm saying. I purchased me a land with a house on it, at least 50 acres. I do that. I will not just grow food, but I want to do it I do like a retreat. I have a retreat, have people come out, and we doing, some yoga, some breath, some breathe work, stuff like that. I have an orchard, I had the kids come out and pick their peaches and their apples and plums and pawpaws and things of that nature. I have some livestock, some goats, some sheep, some chickens, give me a couple greenhouses. Yeah, do it like that.
All right. Now, I did hear that you have some workers. How would one go about working on a farm or coming to help you work on yours?
Oh, cool. So I hired my interns already this year. But volunteering for sure. Well, I'll never have enough volunteers. So they can do that. They can reach out to me on my website or via email or social inbox me, DM me or whatever. And all of that is Heru Urban Farming. Yeah, it's on the bottom of the screen I see. So yeah, all that's Heru Urban Farming. I'm excited by the outpour actually because I'm having a whole schedule set up for volunteers so we can get it going because I always need an extra hand. So that's cool.
All right. So we're in winter still. Soon we'll be in spring and then into summer. What crops are going to be, I guess, harvested?
Okay. So last week, I put some stuff in the greenhouse already to get it ready. So I put some collards in there, some cabbage. I got some kale. I put valerian. What else I put in there? St. John's wort, and I'm missing something else. And I forgot the other one, but it was valerian. I think mullet I put in there. Yeah, so I got all those. So I got that. I'm excited about that actually. So I got that ready. The next week, I putting some more stuff in the greenhouse, just getting it ready so when it get warm, I could transplant it and put it outside.
Now, do you follow a certain schedule on when to plant, or do you just plant as needed?
Oh no, I got a schedule. You got a schedule when you're doing high production, or you got customers, things of that nature. So you got to keep it on schedule, put it on intervals. Some stuff 2-week intervals, mostly, things of that nature. Your high rotational crops, you keep them flowing, you keep a schedule going, and then you got your bi-rotational crops like peppers and tomatoes and okra and stuff like that. Something that's gonna sustain for a long time. So like a continual harvest,
Now, can you define high rotation?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. So high rotational crops is something. It's a plot that you're gonna at least rotate 4 times in a season. So, so that's the definition of that. So like for lettuces, you'll probably harvest that 3-4 times. Then you got another succession coming and keep that going. You just keep turning it. So basically, I'm turning that plot. Bi-rotational, you gonna turn it no more than twice, or you might keep it once. So you might do 2 crops on that side, or maybe even 1. So that's what I mean by that.
Oh, all right. Thanks for explaining. Now, with your crops, when you first start out, do you go through a couple of seasons before anything is harvested or any crops actually produce a good harvest? What things would a new farmer look out to, or should expect when they get into planting their crops for the first time?
Oh, okay. So like I say, first and foremost, you want to grow something you like, of course.
Right.
You gotta know what season it's in. Gotta know what's a fall crop, what's a summer crop, what's a spring crop. Some could be both spring and fall. So you got to keep in mind of that. When is it direct sow? Is it better direct sowing it? With direct sowing it, and you putting the seed directly in the soil, or you got to start your seedlings first and then bring it out. Some crops you can do both. Some do better direct sowing it or not. And it's all about your farmer too, or the area you live. And seasons different. Seasons are weird. Some seasons it be colder, or it's not rain a lot. So it's never gonna be the same type of season. It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something you got to tweak, do something differently. But I'll say start with some low maintenance stuff if something you're not familiar with. So what I mean by low maintenance, cucumbers, okra, peppers, tomatoes could be high maintenance, but it's low maintenance unless you want to do your thing with it and make it I guess a better variety, I guess. You want, but it's just something that's low maintenance, and you don't gotta dock on as much or watch as much. You want to start off like that.
Now, with planting, and for those of us like me first starting out, I know that there has been some conversation about the seeds and where to get seeds and GMO seeds. What would you recommend, or where would you recommend a new farmer go to get their first round of seeds?
Yeah, you definitely do your research and see if it's organic seeds or it's not GMO or not. But I don't know about nationally, but I know locally, Baker's Creek is a good source. Morgan County Seeds. If you want to go, nationally, I think Seed Savers is national, if I'm not mistaken. So Seed Savers is another one. Also, you got some family members or something that grow. You get some seeds from them. I know my purple hub peas I get from a family friend. I keep my own watermelon seeds, so I keeping that. So you could keep your own seeds if you know you putting something in that's good. You can keep your own. So I'm starting to get into that more myself. Keep my own seed. That's something I'm gonna do more this year. I know last year was my first year keeping my watermelon seeds. I had to keep seeds from them big ones and the ones that were sweet. You know, I'm trying to keep that strand going.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So can you speak to us about greenhousing?
Greenhouse. So that's something I want to be heavily more involved in. But this year is the first year I actually. So that's a high tone right there. That's something that me and my friend Eric had built. We use scrap wood. That's a used greenhouse plastic, and that's cattle panels on there. We built that ourselves. That's a high tone. You get your seeds started in there. But this is my first year having access to a greenhouse through Confluence Farms. So that's a good thing right there. But yeah, so greenhouse is temperature control. So you control the temperature in there. So you can do it in a greenhouse all year. But a high tunnel is not temp control. I mean the greenhouse plastic helps out a lot. But it's not nothing that'll go through the vicious part of the winter, but it will extend your season or get your seeds started for sure. But the greenhouse is the one that's the top of the line right there.
Now, with greenhousing, can you taste a difference between crops that are grown, I guess I would say the traditional way, and those grown in a greenhouse?
Well, me personally, I just use the greenhouse to start my seeds. So I start my seedlings in there, then I bring it outside to transport it. So I never grew the whole thing inside a greenhouse and taste it. So I haven't did that before. So I just use the greenhouse to start my seeds up.
Yeah. All right. So that's the greenhouse would then just serve as a protector to make sure that the seedlings kind of flourish before you transfer them outside.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. And also you can grow a whole seed in the greenhouse. I mean, that's perfect. If I had a greenhouse, I'd probably experiment with stuff I can't grow here, like mangoes, lemons, things of that nature. I experiment with that, avocados, stuff like that. That's you could mainly grow in a tropical region or something like that.
Oh, all right. Now that's good to know. Okay. Now you also mentioned that you made that, so I'm sure we could just do a Google search and we'll find a whole lot of DIY tutorials on how to build your own greenhouse. But you also mentioned earlier in the program that you can grow anywhere: your house, your backyard, your apartment. You did say also that you should start with things that you like and you will eat. But do you have any pointers on what are generally the best types of foods to grow if you're in an apartment or just a regular old backyard?
Okay. All right. So if I'm in an apartment, I'll grow tomatoes. You can grow tomatoes anywhere. You can do them in buckets. Cucumbers on the balcony because the vines like to run. So you let them run down, or anything that run, you can hang it off and let it drop. I wouldn't do watermelon on the balcony because it's heavy. But and you can play with the vines and put it in string it how you want to string. But herbs, definitely, you can grow herbs in windowsills, outside, any type of culinary herbs. That's good. Same thing goes for backyard. That's easy to grow. It all depends. If you're in the backyard and you don't got that much, like if you got full sun, you can probably grow pretty much anything that needs full sun. That's the best ideal place. You want to plant it somewhere that's full sun. And when I mean by full sun, you want to know what's the hottest part of your backyard or whatever. The sun is at its highest peak between 12 and 2. So wherever that sun is at 12 or 2, so you're doing your research, look up there. Okay, this is the hottest spot where you get the most sun. I'm gonna put it right there. You got a lot of shade. You want to get that where you get most of your veggies and things like that in the shaded area. You can do that. So yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for tuning in to NNV.com for the Engine of the Nation. We will be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Please share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. Follow us on social media at NNV News, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel at National Network View. I am Anissa Muhammad with NNVnews.com.
Be a part of the force that powers truth in journalism. Your support helps us to highlight solutions for a brighter tomorrow. Go to nnvnews.com/donate.
Greetings. This is Tarika Shakir Muhammad with National Network View. This week's Final Call cover story honors a legend, the great Cicely Tyson. The Black actress and fashion icon whose career spanned over 7 decades has passed away at the age of 96. Our sister received many awards and accolades for her work in film. In addition to her screen career, she garnered many awards for appearing in various great theater productions. Cicely Tyson was inducted into many halls of fame. The Final Call number 19 center page article by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is a loving tribute to the great Cicely Tyson, who will be remembered as a strong Black woman who shattered stereotypes in the dramatic arts, a great star and example for civil rights, and a charitable sister who will be missed. To read more, subscribe to FinalCallDigital.com and tune in to Final Call Radio. This is Tarika Shakir Muhammad with the NNVNews.com Final Call cover story.
Thank you for tuning in to NNV News. I am Rosalind Parks, and we are back with the Engine of the Nation. We are speaking to Brother Tyrean Lewis. Brother Tyrean, thanks once again for joining us. I have a couple more questions for you. I know I've asked you a lot, but I want to know, on your website, you currently have the highlight of the week as lettuce. I see that it's red romaine. Can you speak to us about the different types of lettuce that you grow and the benefits of lettuce?
Okay, so I'm pull up my little different benefit. Okay, so I got my lettuce. I got Uticule, Butter King, Paris Island, Sweet Valentine, Butter Crunch, Romaine, Lil Jim, and a Garden Blend, and I got Crisp Mint. So of course that's packed with your vitamins and everything and nutrients that you need. That one has actually a bitter taste to it. That's not one of my favorites, but some people like it though. But that's a bitter tasting one. So y'all got different tastes. Some sweet, some bitter, some neutral. But yeah, my favorite would be romaine lettuce. I just like the crunch of it, and the juiciness of it. I like that kind. But actually this year I got some that I haven't grown before. So like Uticule, Butter King, I tasted it before. It tastes good. That's sweet. Paris Island and Lil Jim. I haven't grown those yet, so I'm interested to grow those this year.
Now, I didn't know that they had so many varieties of lettuce. I do know romaine and I know about the red leaf, but that was about it.
Oh man, they got a lot of varieties of everything that I didn't even know, but I started growing. It's more I find out. So.
Now, earlier in the program, you did mention that you were working on a couple of things, one of which was a nonprofit. Can you talk to us a little bit more about that?
Actually, my nonprofit started first. That was before my for-profit, and that's Heru Urban Farming and Garden. So it's crazy. I started off as a nonprofit, then I was like, okay, that went to profit. So I kept the name, but it took off Garden. But okay. We applied for the 501c3 in November. We just processing, first come, first serve. So I'm just waiting on it. But yeah, we up and running with that. My nonprofit, we actually are feeding the homeless and over there by Windsor Park on the north side of St. Louis. We're doing that on the 27th at 2:00. And every month we're gonna be doing that this year. We're going to a different neighborhood, to a different park, and feed the homeless. And we taking this angle approach because we want to get the homeless people that's within the community that sometimes be forgotten because they live in vacant houses and things of that nature. And our homeless community mainly packed in downtown. And I mean, they're homeless as well and need help, but most people go to those locations to help those individuals. So they'll find some shelter at night and things of that nature. Well, most of them would. That's downtown. So we want to hit the ones that reach out to ones that's within the community that's homeless and probably get skipped over. So I'm excited about that, and we're gonna promote that about a few days before we go to each neighborhood we got set up. We're gonna pass out the flyers to the individuals that's over there to make sure that them the ones that get the benefit. Like I say, through my nonprofit, we also, like I mentioned earlier about the curriculum, the educational piece that we add into it. And we're working on something that's going to be Free Food Fridays, and we're working on that right now. So, yeah.
Now, Free Food Fridays sounds like it'll be something that will benefit the community and where you're going to serve a lot. I did hear you say that you have a lot of connections. You mentioned two connections who, one, helped you get all of this information about the nonprofit, about the CSAs, but are you building your network, and is there a network already set up, or is that something that we can find on your website?
My website is actually going through reconstruction. I mean, it's up, of course, but it's gonna be a different feeling in March. But network, we always open to collaborate and network with people who got the same mission, of course. Like to say the people that help me out doing this well, of course, they always in collaboration with me and everything. So it's not just gonna be us that's doing participating in these events, but a lot of other organizations as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. Are there any other things that you're working on? You got your farm, you got the greenhouse, you have the nonprofit and the 501c. You do have plans to expand over the next few years. Anything else that we've missed or that you wanted to share?
Oh yeah, right now I'm just researching, man. I'm trying to see what's up with the goats and the sheep. So I'm researching that right now, so I can get more knowledge on it. But I will have some livestock coming soon. I just want to tell everybody I am like I say, my CSA is going on sale officially in March. I'll be promoting that before that time come. But we are accepting that, and with every CSA, every 5 CSAs bought, that's going to be one we're going to donate to a family in need as well. So actually helping out my family, and they'll get it for not just 12 weeks, for the whole season. So like last year, I was able to feed 10 families off of CSAs. So donations. So I'm looking forward to that.
And then with the CSA, what foods would be in that box? You said the season. What do you put in there?
All right. So like I say, it's 2 12-week periods. So the first 12 weeks would be the spring and half of the summer, then the other half of summer and fall. So so every Friday it'd be a accumulation of what I harvest. So in this first wave that we'll have some spinach in there. Different lettuces, mustard greens, collards, arugula, radishes, carrots, bok choy, broccoli, turnips, and we have some additional herbs in there as well. And that's for the first round. And cucumbers will be in there because you'll get that in the summer. And tomatoes, peppers, man, we got all that. Then on the end, at the back end, at the second one, we have all those I mentioned, but also the summer crops. So you get your watermelon, cantaloupe, and things like that.
Okay, so you are going to give up the watermelon in the last box.
yeah, towards the end.
All right. Well, I appreciate you speaking with us. I do have just a couple more questions for you. I wanted to know, what is the best way to reach you? I know that you have your website is going through reconstruction. You have Instagram. Where should we find you?
So like the same thing you mentioned right there, of course, Instagram, my Facebook page, that's Heru Urban Farming. Email, of course, that's Heru Urban Farming at gmail.com. Just reach out to me like that. Shoot me an email. I respond to it and we take it from there.
Okay. All right. And if anyone wants to reach out in your area to you to find more information about the programs that you've utilized, the best way to reach you is through your email, herufarming.com.
Yes, ma'am. Also, you just gave me an idea. When I do reconstruct my website, I throw that on there too. But yeah, email though for sure. But I'm gonna throw that on there.
All right. Well, I appreciate you speaking with us. Thank you for tuning in to NNV News. This is Rosalind Parks with Engine of the Nation. Please send your questions and comments to nnvnews.com and join us next week for more of Engine of the Nation. Thank you.
Be a part of the force that powers truth in journalism. Your support helps to combat false media. Cash App NNV News.
It's a truth universally acknowledged.
That doesn't make me racist.
The decline.
Greetings, this is Clifton Muhammad with National Network View.